Right then, why did I move off grid? Why the fuck did I move off grid? I've still got, in my mind, a hell of a lot of very good reasons. Yes, I have only experienced summer. I have not experienced winter, so I very well may change my mind, but I wanted to explain my experience why I moved off grid, and hopefully you get something from it. There's a couple of things I would like people watching to get from it. One probably main thing being less is more, and also that you don't have to live like everyone else, I think, as well. Let's address the elephant in the room first, I think, which has been an elephant in the room for a little while. Key's fucking lost it. Key has went batshit crazy. He's living in a fucking caravan. What is he doing? He's lost it. And I take pride in that. I 100% have lost it. Because whatever it is, I don't want anywhere. If the majority of people live a certain way, I look at that as, are the majority of people happy? Not at all. So I'm going to kind of do something different and hopefully end up finding happiness. And that sounds like I'm not happy, because I am very happy. But long story short, elephant in the room. Yeah, I fucking lost it. There's been numerous times in my career and life that people have been like, fucking hell, Key's absolutely lost it. When I went and done ayahuasca and I said that fucking, I was getting these thoughts from out of the ether and I wrote a book. Absolutely batshit crazy shit. I lost it then too. But as I was going back to saying there, I think that's the fucking goal in this day and age. Try and lose it. Whatever it is, get it gone. Because, yeah, in the grand scheme of things, the majority of people, the average person, and on the whole, the world's a fucking shit show. That's my perspective I'm taking just right this very moment. It's not completely that, but that is it for now. And it leads into why I moved off grid. Now, let's talk firstly quality of life, because this is what it comes down to for me, quality of life. And I'd like to start with talking about British culture, because British culture, and almost every single person will probably say he's right with that one, because I may not be right with all of this. Some of it's going to be opinion, some of it'll be facts, and I may be wrong in some of those facts. Fair play to those who want to correct me. But anyway, British culture is very go, go, go. You wake up in the morning, you rush to get ready, you rush to work, you fucking hate work most of the time, you then rush to get home because you can't wait to get home, and then you just fucking chill and do out and watch Netflix. Now, that's in a very generalised speaking, and it's also definitely not everyone, obviously. Like, I'd like to kind of highlight before anyone starts giving us fucking shit in the comments. Well, I don't live like that. All right, fair enough. Like, everything I say from this point forward isn't me saying everyone. I may actually say everyone now and again, but what it means is the majority, all right? I've worked with the public and the majority of people, I've worked with the public and the average person for 12 years. And I like to think I know what the kind of average out there is. I like to think I know what the general consensus in society is, because I've worked with them that long and I still work with them today. So the British culture is very go, go, go. Like, how many families and people talk about, we're just like passing ships, right? How many parents, especially these days, spend more than a couple of hours of good quality time per day with their children? Now, immediately, I know a lot of you watching will be like trying to justify it in your minds and like, oh, well, I see them then and I see them then, and that probably adds up to a couple of hours. Like, I'm talking about proper, undistracted, not on your phone, like doing some shit together, whether that be sitting on the sofa and talking, or sitting on the sofa and watching a film, or out doing stuff, or fucking painting in the kitchen. It doesn't matter, but proper quality time. I think very few people would be able to say, yeah, I do. I get 2 hours a day minimum. or even more, like, because that's just the British culture. It comes down to, for me, a big part of it, not all of it, but a big part of it, is living costs. Now, I'm not tight, I'm not a scrounge, I'll happily spend my money where I see fit. Where I don't see spending my money is on things that only ever rise in cost and that only ever is a negative on my quality of life. So let me elaborate. I'm going to give you one reason. This is one reason why I decided I was going to live off-grid before this, but this was one reason enough for me to say, right, I'm moving off-grid. Council tax. Do I need to say any more? Recently, your council taxes went up, but your bin collections have went down. What's to say in another week, year, however long, month, we don't know, because they just do whatever they want when they want, that they're going to say, all right, it's going to be every 3 weeks now, and we're going to also increase your council tax. You've got fucking bins lying around your house. Like, it's just not right, in my opinion. Now, I'm going to try and not get political, but at the same time, it does play a big part. So, council tax is one. Gas, electricity, their costs only ever rise. They never go down. They only ever rise and rise and rise and rise. Living costs in general, right? Food. Now, I don't catch me food living off grid. I do buy it. But food is another one. It only ever goes up. Petrol has been all right for quite a few years. Diesel. General needs, yeah, not wants, absolute needs, living costs only ever go up. Now, when they only ever go up, you then are forced in a position of more financial pressure to then work more and sacrifice other luxuries and wants because you need the things you need. All right. Now, I don't like the idea personally that someone in government who lives in London in a mansion can decide, yeah, all right, everyone's costs of X, Y, and Z are going up, and that means my quality of life goes down. I don't even fucking know him. I'm not letting someone affect my life who I don't even know. I don't agree with their decision. I've had no say in their decision. Like, what? So now that means because all my living costs have fucking doubled, I now have to either work twice as much, which means twice as less time with loved ones, or I don't work twice as much and I don't have too much of a life outside of work. And before anyone starts calling me out on shit, let's just have a bit of common sense. I can already hear the people saying, well, you don't have to need money to have fun and live life. And I get it, there's a lot of shit for free. Going for walks is free and fantastic until they fucking stop that. But the general point here is living costs only ever go up. Your quality of life and time with loved ones only ever goes down. So there's one major reason why I decided to move off-grid. Another reason I decided to move off-grid is nature. I think if I was to put a number on it, a lot of people would, I think 50% of people would have like a good neighbour. So not necessarily in terms of the person, but like a neighbour that doesn't affect their life in any form of negative way. Like, I've lived a hell of a lot of places. I've travelled a hell of a lot. And just going off my own experience, I would say 50% of the time I've got a good neighbour, which 1, I get on with, 2, doesn't have a barking dog, 3, doesn't fucking hoover at 2 o'clock in the morning, 4, doesn't have blazing arguments every night, 5 isn't up shagging all night every night. And there's all these little tiny things that someone else can live next door to you and have in their life, and it quite dramatically affects your life. So living off grid, my neighbours are the fucking sheep, and although they're sometimes loud in the morning, I'd rather listen to fucking baaing sheep and mooing cows and squirrels running across my roof than I would neighbours. You could get a semi-detached house or a detached house. Yeah, fair enough. Well, good luck with them fucking living costs. No, but more on a serious note, the neighbours and the nature thing. So I work with people all day, every day. And to a degree, even though I absolutely love it, it's my passion, it's my purpose, it does drain energy. Coming back to somewhere like this, I'm so fucking re-energized, it's unbelievable. Like, it's peaceful. Watching the, I was going to say hawks, they're not hawks, kestrels fly over, watching the sheep graze in the morning, watching the cows wander about, the squirrels, the deer every now and again. It's fantastic. I love it, genuinely love it. So that's another reason why I decided to move off-grid. I guess flexibility as well. Like, a lot of people are starting to wake up to the idea that if you've got a mortgage, you still don't own your house because Big Brother can come and take it off you. And if someone finds out where this is, they could come and take this off me, but I'm not disclosing that information, so touch wood, I should be all right. But more flexibility, like my living costs here now, like I don't really have any bills. My bills are pretty much my phone and my food. I get electricity off the sun. I get water. Luckily, I'm in a place where I get water for free as well. It does get paid, but I don't pay for it. So I get electricity off that. I get gas bottles. There's a bill, but I paid 250 quid for 2 big gas bottles, and that lasts me probably anywhere between 8 months and a year. For £250, it won't do you a fucking week in some of your houses. So all this means to me is more funds in my pocket means, and less going to cost of living and government that are just dog shit in plain black and white, and fucking council tax and all this other shit. It means I have a better quality of life. So they're pretty much the reasons why I moved off grid. I don't know if there's any others. I made a little note here and there, but they're pretty much the main ones. And it's funny because, like, you look at energy sources, and I was watching someone on YouTube the other week, and he was saying we've got as much energy as we can fucking handle, meaning unlimited sun, unlimited water, unlimited air, and they're 3 energy sources that you can utilize to produce energy and live. So I'm pinching the sun on my solars. I'm not using anything with air, but future, if I wanted more power, which I don't need it, I could get a little wind turbine to produce energy. I've even got a walking treadmill that I can use while I'm working to produce energy as well, electric. Rainwater. I know some people that live off grid, they kind of catch rainwater and filter it, and then they don't have to pay water, which I think water's quite cheap anyway. But it's another free energy source that the government charge for. Gas. I've bought a gas bottle there, as I said, 250 quid for 2. It'll probably do us a year. It'll actually probably do us a year. I cook once, twice a week at a push, do a big meal prep. That's it done for a couple hours at a time. So you probably will last us a year. What else is there? Why else did I move off grid? Yeah, the kind of mental and emotional aspects. So, like, I believe your home is where you kind of decide it is. I'm in a slightly different position to a lot of folk in regards to, I don't have my own child. I've got a child in my life and children in my life, but not my own. I don't have a. I'm not married with kids, and there's a that type of dynamic at play at the moment. So I'm free to have the space, like as much space as I fucking literally want, with living off grid. I think going back to the home thing is what I was saying, where your home is where you choose for it to be. And I get having a family home is a very, very nice thing. I've had one with my family throughout my upbringing. So I know that's a nice thing for me at the moment. I do have that at my girlfriend's house, but at the same time here, I don't need it. So yeah, your home is where you decide. I've lived many places. They're all homes for me. Home isn't for me one. Home actually isn't a place, to be honest. It's a feeling, I think. Home is a feeling. It's a place where you just go, and you're relaxed. You feel safe. You know, not that you're walking around feeling unsafe, but you feel more safe. You can switch off. You can recharge. and I've had many different locations I've lived, and they've all been homes to me. So yeah, the kind of mental space, the emotional space, I think because no one's around and I'm not in the hustle and bustle of towns or cities or anything like that, I really enjoy that. Honestly, like just coming out in the morning and sitting here with a morning coffee or my morning cacao and listening to the birds, and I know I sound old as fuck, but watching nature, it's a bit slower paced out here. You know what I mean? Like, I was thinking about it before just before I started, and I was thinking, how many people would love to wake up in the morning with a partner, maybe make some love before they get out of bed, go downstairs, have a coffee together, have a crack, like, and not have to be in a rush. I watched my parents for every single day pretty much when I got brought up, then wake up and think, oh, fucking hell, I've got to go to work. Oh no, I can't be arsed with this. And I thought, I do not want to start my day like that. I've seen people throughout my lifetime live like that, and that's, in my opinion, that's just career, but it's kind of culture and time and the pace. You know what I mean? I don't want that. This gives me, time slows down when I'm here. Make sure I'm still on. Yeah. What else is there? Why else did I move off grid? I think they're the main ones. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I wanted just to create this and put this out there. I'll probably start thinking of loads of reasons why I moved off grid now, once I end this. But the next video, I am going to do a day in the life of living off grid, because I know it doesn't look much. And funnily enough, I nearly cleaned this. I nearly got my brother's jet wash, and I thought, I'm going to clean it all before I do the video. And I thought, no, what? That's not authentic. And at the end of the day, you can't fucking polish a turd. I am living off grid. It'd probably be green again in a week with all the trees around. So I thought I'll just leave it as it is and give you some raw dog content. Where was I going with that one? I'll probably start thinking loads of different ideas. Once I end the video. Next video, that's what I was saying. So the next video will be a day in the life, because I know a lot of people are like, well, where do you get showered? Have you got electric? I've obviously got electric, I've just mentioned that. Like, what's it like inside? Well, let me tell you, it's a fucking palace inside. I've got diamantes on the ceiling. I've got plush velvet settee, triple king size bed. It's a fucking absolute palace in there. But no, really, what I'll mention in that video, and I'll quickly mention now, it's about functionality. I'm not here to fucking impress anyone. I couldn't give a fuck what you lot think about me and the look of my caravan, right? It's not about looking a certain way, it's about functionality and how does that function. And for me, this functions very, 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 very well on many, many levels. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think that is all the reasons why I moved off grid. Flexibility, going back to that one, I could move this. I could move it onto a site. I did actually look at that originally, in total honesty. I did look at getting on a campsite, which a lot more people are starting to do, because they're starting to realise the cost of living is draining the fucking quality of life and all the rest of it. But a lot of them are only 11 months of the year. You're not allowed to live in them, so on and so forth. So yeah, I think that's it. I shall leave it there. That's as many reasons why as I can think of off the top of my head. I was tempted to do a list, a proper full-on list, and go through it one by one, but I wanted to be a bit raw dog. So yeah, any questions, feel free to shout up. Like I said, the next video will be more of a day in the life, so you'll see the inside, how it does all function, what I have in there, how good my shower is, you know, how quick the hot water comes in to the tap. It's fucking unbelievable. All that fun stuff. So that'll be the next one. But any questions on why, how, I don't know. Hopefully you can see, like I said at the beginning, going back to that then to finish it on what I started on, you can realise you don't need a lot to be very fucking happy and very free. They're the two key words, happiness and freedom. And I feel very happy and very free. And happiness does come and go, and it is up and down. But somewhere like this, it's the average of happiness is certainly up compared to, if I was to, like, I've never had, this is a good thing I ended actually, something I've not thought about yet, is I've never had any intention of buying a mortgage, ever. You should never, not a cell in my body wants to buy a mortgage and get tied to the government. My brother's mortgage has went from £600 to £1,000 in about 5 years or something. Don't know exactly, but in a matter of not many years is the point. And that's extra £400 per month. If you had an extra £400 a month in your pocket, how many memories could you create with your family with that? How much less work would you need to do, and how much more time would you spend with your family? Because this is the thing for me. You don't have a fucking clue when you're going to go, right? So the time we've got here, we can't extend it. We can certainly decrease it if we fuck ourselves up, but we can't increase it any longer than we're going to be here for. So for me, it's about improving the quality of whatever time we've got here, and working, even though I do work a lot, but it's through choice and passion and purpose and all this other stuff, working just to pay bills is fucking insane. I seen a guy from the UAE talking about the tax in the UK, and he was basically saying some people are paying 50% tax, so you work 6 months of the year just to pay the government. That's 6 months. If I said you've got 6 months left to live, that's a long period of time. Like, well, it's not, but it is at the same time. You know what I mean? You can do a lot in 6 months. That's every year. If you're not going to fucking die, then you've got a lot of them 6 months. A lot of fucking cash. It's a lot of time and a lot of cash to make memories with your loved ones. Because at the end of it all we will have is memories and experiences. So I want as much memories as I can and the best experiences I can. Unfortunately, just working to pay fucking council tax isn't a fucking... it's a memory I'll fucking maybe take to make it off, because it's atrocious, but it's not one you're going to fucking enjoy, so make better memories. Yeah, the no-bill life is a good life. Going to end it there.